I think for me, when there was a shift when I was like, okay, and this is how I kind of feel. We've been friends, so we definitely are like-minded.
Yeah.
I had a certain way I wanted joy, and I wanted peace, and I wanted wholeness. Yeah. My whole life I've wanted that. And so there was a certain point where I didn't feel like I was stepping into that, and there was like resistance there. And so that's when personal development became so big for me.
Yeah.
And I know you're big on personal development. You are totally different than you were 15 years ago, 8 years ago, 5 years ago. Why is it important? Why is it important that we work on ourselves? Why is that important?
I mean, I think as human beings, or as anything you're going to do in life, if you're going to be successful at it, if you think you're the best when you start and you think you can't get any better, then you're going to stay exactly where you started. Mm-hmm. I think in order to grow, you have to become a better version of you all the time. Mm-hmm. And that means opening up your mind, opening up your heart, being willing to, I fail a lot. Right. I'm the kind of guy that I come in with all these ideas and all these things and all these passions and dreams. And, I'm not afraid to go out there and fail. I'm not afraid to fail, but if I call it failing, but if I learn something from it along the way, then I don't even feel like I failed at all, and I'd rather go down reaching, so I think that personal development just comes from, trials and tribulations, I think it was Saul in the Bible asked for wisdom, and he got wisdom, right. But he got it in the form of experience.
Yeah. But there are people that go through all of that and they just don't budge. Like they can't change.
I think they're comfortable. You have to get uncomfortable for change and growth.
Yeah. If you're desperate to have it.
Like you have to.
Mm-hmm.
I fought it for years and years and years, and once I realized, it's going to be uncomfortable. Life is going to be hard, but it's going to be okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And for me, and I think for both of us, we try to keep God center. And I felt like God said, you know what, no matter what you've done, no matter where you're at, I'm going to turn things around and life is going to be good.
Right.
And I feel like when I just let go and I quit worrying about being super uncomfortable or the change, I was terrified of change, life got good. God was right there.
Yeah, and I think with what she's saying with God, if you're going to live in faith and you're going to believe that, if you're walking the right walk and doing the right things that you're supposed to do, whatever happens is where God's leading you. And I've had some huge things that have almost happened so many times, and I'm like, man, if that would have just happened, I can't believe that didn't happen. And you get upset about it at the time, but a lot of times God's not saying no, he's just saying not right now. Mm-hmm. And I think, even in the past year, we've had some things that can change our lives and change many other lives around us if they happen. But if you're going to walk in faith, you have to realize that if they don't happen, then God intended for it not to happen. And if you're not going to walk by faith, then you're not going to walk by faith at all, because you have to realize that sometimes failures are a part of your growth.